Here's the '03 Mercury Grand Marquis door panel. It's got the latch on it. It's got the seat actuator, which I'm not going to be able to get to work. I mean, I probably will. And then here's the '02 that came out of my car. It's still got the reflector that Joan thought they didn't come with, but apparently it does. But here's one of the big issues besides the here the latch is still attached and it's still got its mechanism. But on the 95 to '02, it's part of the door. So here's the actual, pretty much door latch panels. So this one's actually got the mechanism inside of it, which is a bit crazy. It might make my job a little bit easier on opening this up, so I can essentially make the original handle fit just within this one. The main course, I'm gonna have to spend all my time taking the original wiring on this one and matching it to this one. Put this over here. I really want to get this thing hooked up. This is the overhead console home link. I don't really care about the home link too much, but I want to get this dealio hooked up because it's got a clock, and this would be really nice to have, you know, extra dome lights. But any other issue with this thing's too big. The Mercury Grand Marquis had smaller visors than the Crown Victoria, which is really weird. I don't know if they changed that in '03 from, you know, '02 to '03. I don't know if they changed it in between those years, but it seems like they have done a lot. So unfortunately I didn't get a lot of footage of me disassembling the old interior and installing the new interior. The weather wasn't doing super great for filming and I didn't have a lot of time as well. So at least you're gonna have some good B-roll coming up. So it's been too few many hours, but I do believe I've got it all wired up. There's a few extra wires like the forums would say. These two are the illumination wires for the switches. And then these two, this is a hot lead for the lock switch. And then this is a run accessory lead for the same switch. So I don't know if the on-off switch is going to be powered via the harness or if I need to add extra power, but let's go put it in the car and see what goes on. Alrighty, so I got the wiring here. Everything's pretty much ready to go. I'm just trying to get my master switch, the lock switch, to work. And I think I know what the problem is. I put a multimeter on here and I turned it to the accessory mode, and this yellow and white I thought was hot constant, but it's only when accessory or run. So I think this switch needs constant power, which is what this light green and yellow wire is. And then this on the diagram wasn't very specific, it just said B+, and I think that's just the constant power for the lock switch on the old one. So I'm just gonna hook it up to this and see what happens. Give this thing a lot of attempts. I've tried switching the wires, I've tried doing everything, but the one thing I've noticed is when I hook the multimeter up to the pink and yellow, pink and whatever, and they go all the way to the actuator here. I even tested them and they get 12 volts, but the thing is, each wire is getting the same 12 volts whether you hit unlock or lock, and it should be, you know, one wire gets 12 volts when you hit lock and the other wire gets 12 volts when you hit unlock, and they don't get the same signal. And I was looking at the pin diagram and it took me a good while to understand, but it says, let's see here, pin 7 here is the ground, of course, and then, you know, you got your lock wires, the input and output, whatever. This is hot on run and accessory, and then this green and yellow is constant power. But this 3 here is also supposed to have a ground, so I think that's the ground for this guy. I'm gonna splice a ground into here and just put them right here and see what happens, I guess. Holy Lord, it finally works. The unlock and lock button finally work. God, it only took me 4 days of finagling with this and so much research, it's retarded. So each input and output wire needs its own ground, and it's on the diagram. I was just too dumb to look at it thoroughly because this is my first time doing a heavy wire job like this. Like, this is a pretty big project for me, but I'm so glad I got it figured out, because now I can move on to the passenger door, and that one's just going to be a breeze because I'll know exactly what to do, and I'll even buy the stuff to do it. Okay, so interior stripped on here. You know, I just put the 03 speakers in there just to update them, because I don't know, these were probably, they never sounded bad, but I did get fuzziness from one of them. And then I stole the sound deadening foam from that car. I don't know if it'll make any difference, but hey, it's there now. So now, just gotta put this headliner up. Anyway, this is called a redneck kickstand. Hope you guys enjoy watching, and I'll see you in the next video.